Hoke years, and a complete ineptitude that was the team for almost 10 years.
Right.
And we dug ourselves out of this hole. Yeah, okay. Anybody who is anybody, I know I talked a lot of crap at the beginning of the year. I thought we were better than we are. Okay? I got caught up in the – well, I thought Patterson was going to come out and have a much better year than he has so far.
He's had a bad year. Yeah, he's had a bad year so far.
But this program is building something special for the next 4 or 5 years. And if we fire Harbaugh and blow it up, we're going to go right back to where we were, being an 8-5 team. Because who in their right mind is going to want to come coach here?
That you hit the on the head. Yeah.
Because you're gonna, you come here, you're here for 5 years, and you haven't won 5 national titles and won every game by 50 points. They want your head.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems to me that, and I can be honest with you too, Bud, because that's the way that the Gators were with Steve Spurrier. I mean, we used to hang 50, 60 points on people. And then when we stopped doing that, everyone was like, oh, what the heck's going on? We need to fire him. No.
Yeah.
Here's what happens. Defensive coordinators, head coaches watch film, and guess what? They adjust. They figure it out. They stop you. And that's what's going on. I mean, that's what happens at every level, high school, college, NFL. And not to change subject, but I think that's the problem in Tallahassee with Willie Taggart is he cannot adjust at halftime. The other team makes an adjustment, they get blown out in the second half. I don't mean to jump over to Florida State from Michigan.
Oh,
what I'm saying is that's how I feel. If what's happening in Michigan is these teams, especially the teams that they play in the Big Ten, because they would know you guys better than anybody, they're adjusting to Harbaugh. So Harbaugh has been one of those guys who can change up things. And like you said, it seemed like after that 2 minutes in the second quarter, everything was back to the normal of what we expect Michigan football to be. But unfortunately, they gave one big play, and it cost them the football game. So that's what it. We
outscored Penn State 21-7 from the moment they went up 21-0.
Yes, correct.
In 2.5 quarters, we outscored Penn State by 21 or by 14 points. We were the better football team in the second half of that game, save for one play, one mistake. And of course, we can talk about one mistake or a missed call here or a call that should, in my opinion, in the last play of the game, that was PI all the way, all day. Ronnie Bell was interfered with, and it should have been ball at the tip. Michigan ball at the tip. But if it's and buts for candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Yep.
And we have who do we have this week? Oh, Notre Dame. And a big one with Notre Dame. It's a night game at the house. I want us to hang 50 points on them. I want us to absolutely embarrass them like we were doing 20 years ago. Let's just go out there and let's play Michigan football. Let's run it down their throat. Let's throw it over the top. Let's pound them into the ground. They should have lost to SC. They did lose to Georgia, and everybody else they played has been nobody.
Yeah.
They're not a good football team. Why?
Are you guys at home, or are you in South Bend? You're at home.
We're at home.
Then I'm with you on that. Harbaugh needs to hype them up. I know today's Thursday, so we got 2 more days before we kick the ball off, but he needs to pump them up and say, you know what, they're coming to our house, and no one beats us in our house. So I mean, I would go after them, go after the throat, go for the jugular, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it.
Early and often.
Correct. And make, as we all know, college football fans, again, I'm not from the area. I've never been in that stadium, but I know it's one of the hardest places to play. It's got over 100,000 people every Saturday that pack in there. So make it loud enough to where it makes Notre Dame not want to be there. And I mean, they haven't been
putting us back on the schedule.
Yeah. They haven't been a good football team this year either. They haven't been the Notre Dame they were last year. I can say that right now. They're not the same football team they were a year ago. So,
and we should embarrass them on national TV. I'm not buying the hype on Notre Dame. Now, if they come out and they show me something, all right, but I'm just not seeing it. They should have lost to SC. Let me look them up real quick. I mean, exciting radio we got going on here. They should have lost to Virginia. They should have lost to Virginia early in the year. They blew out Bowling Green, but I mean, a stiff breeze would blow out Bowling Green.
Right.
Sorry about that. Let me turn that off. Okay, so they could have Louisville gave them a game for the longest time, and they closed it out early. That was their first game.
Mm-hmm.
And then New Mexico again. I mean, New Mexico.
Yeah.
A stiff wind and a paraplegic would beat New Mexico.
Yeah. Yep.
Then they play Georgia. And they lose to Georgia in a game that they could have won, but they didn't make plays. Georgia made plays when they didn't. Then they played Virginia. Virginia had them until the end. You know, Notre Dame scored a couple of late touchdowns and go up and put it away. Then they play Bowling Green, which we've already discussed Bowling Green, or the lack thereof. Mm-hmm. And then they play SC last year, 2 weeks ago now. And they're 2 weeks ago today. Or 2 weeks ago Saturday. And then they had the bye week. And then they play us this Saturday at the house. I'm just not. They only beat Notre Dame, USC. You're playing with their third string quarterback. Was making his first start.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the 8th best team in the country.
Well, like I said, it's a night game too at 7:30.
Doesn't make me all that happy.
It's not. Like I said, they're not the team they were a year ago. I mean, they're not. They were, probably they were the top 4 in the country because they got into the playoff last year. But I mean, then they got demolished by Clemson, which I was kind of hoping Notre Dame would beat them. But that didn't happen. But I mean, you're right. I mean, again, because I fast forwarded to this week's schedule in college football. Mm-hmm. Outside of Michigan, Notre Dame, you do have the Wisconsin. I'm sorry, they're in Columbus, not in Madison. They're playing the Buckeyes.
I thought they were in Madison.
I didn't know that either. They're in Columbus. Oklahoma should roll Kansas State this week.
Yeah, I got them rolling Kansas State too.
Iowa should pretty much beat up Northwestern, even though I know they're at home. Auburn has to go to the Bayou to play LSU. If the Gators could control Bo Nix, LSU is going to have a field day controlling him. I don't think that's going to be. Penn State is going to play in East Lansing against Michigan State. That should be a good football game. I know a lot of people pencil in Michigan State, so that's.
Penn State's going to roll up Michigan State.
Okay. Then you got Texas going to Fort Worth to play TCU. The Longhorns should win that game. Ellinger's been a solid quarterback again this year for Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, Oklahoma, they of course they have their Red River Shootout. I call it Red River Shootout. I know they call it the rivalry because Red River Shootout's not politically correct anymore, so they changed the name.
I still call it the Red River Shootout.
You have Maryland and Minnesota. So Minnesota is undefeated. How did the Golden Gophers go? How are they undefeated right now? They are undefeated.
They haven't played anybody.
Okay, in the Big Ten, they got Maryland shouldn't be too much of a issue for them either this week.
No.
You have Oklahoma State at Iowa State. Iowa State's a good football team.
That should be a good one.
They
should have beat.
But who did they beat last
week?
They
should have beat Iowa.
Yeah. I agree. I think Iowa State beat somebody good last week too, if I'm not mistaken.
They stumped whoever they played last week. I forget who was another state team.
And then
Iowa State.
Alabama, they're 5-2 and they're 3-1 in the Big 12. So they've only lost one conference game, and that was to Iowa, right? No,
it was to West Virginia.
Yeah, okay.
I believe.
And then Arkansas is going to Alabama. Oh, my God. Tuscaloosa, Alabama should roll Arkansas.
Oh, yeah.
Boston College.
That's not going to be pretty.
Goes to Clemson to play the Tigers. That shouldn't be too much of a contest. Then the game we were just talking about, but Notre Dame is at Michigan in Ann Arbor. Arizona State's coming off of a loss to Utah. They go to UCLA.
I had that as an upset last week. I was wrong, man.
Well, I watched an HBO thing, and they did something with Herm Edwards about the Sun Devils, and it's quite interesting how much, to me, he's changed from being an NFL head coach to being a college coach, and how much it looks like to me that he fits better being a college coach. And I hate to say that because he's a great guy, but he seems to be a better college coach than he does an NFL coach. And maybe it's because I know in college you can yell at kids and scare them a little bit, where in the pros you're getting paid millions of dollars, and that's okay, coach. You can bench me, and I'm still going to make my money. In college,
and next year I'll go find somewhere else to play.
Correct. Yeah. So I mean, I think really he seems to be a little bit better of a college coach than he does.
I really like Herm Edwards. I miss him on ESPN. I really thought out of all of them, I really think he was between him and Boomer and Keith Jackson. They were the ones that I like to watch the most.
Yeah. Yep. Cal travels to Salt Lake City to play the U2. I still think is gonna. I picked them to win the Pac-12 this year. So they've only lost one game.
I like Oregon now.
Yeah. Well, that's the next team. You got Washington State traveling to Eugene to play the Ducks. So the Ducks have one loss. They're 4-0 in the conference though, and Washington State's 1-3 in the conference. So But again, that pass-happy attack, if Oregon's defense can hold them, then, Oregon should win that game. Again, that's going to be the interesting thing. And I know that's the top 25 games that are.
Yeah, I'm sure Hawaii's playing somebody at, midnight.
Yeah. And then, of course, the game going on right now, Houston got a touchdown in the second quarter at 7-7. In that game.
SMU is just about to score. Yep, touchdown.
Okay, so that's 14-7. Okay.
Yeah, this is the game I have on. I forgot the NFL. I forget about Thursday night football. I don't usually watch because it's hardly ever a good game.
Well, between Thursday and Monday night, as far as the NFL goes, I don't know who picks those games, but they haven't been good.
I mean, inspired.
I know our Patriots were on a Thursday night game. So, and we were on Monday night this past week against the Jets. I know we shut them out, and it was beautiful to see, but they need to put some
23 points.
Competitive. They need to put some competitive games on TV. Seriously,
it's hard. I do not envy the NFL scheduler's job.
Right.
It's a very hard thing to pick. When you're creating an NFL schedule and you're looking at matchups and you're looking at who you want to play and have all the rules about who's playing who and you got to play these sports. You got 16 games. You got to play your 80 games. You got your 6. Each team gets 6 against their home and home with your division, and then you play some team. You play two road games against one of the other conferences teams, and then you play 2 home games against, and you got that division. Like the Lions this year, they played the AFC West. So they get a home, they get 2 home games, 2 away games. They play the NFC East, and so then you got 2 home games, 2 away games. That gets you what? That gets you to 12, and then there's 4 other games in there, and I'm not sure how that all works out. And then you're looking at the matchups and you're looking at what games are going to be good, what games are going to be bad, and what games you're going to want on national TV. And it's such a hard thing You don't know who's going to get hurt. You don't know who's going to have. Like Keenan Allen has had himself a year.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know that Cam Newton's going down in week 2 and Keenan Allen is going to play out of his mind. You don't know that Drew Brees is going to get hurt. You don't know that Ben Roethlisberger is going to be hurt. Burger is going to get hurt in week 2, and so I do feel